Hey guys, welcome to another video. So I have been working on a mini series on my channel I'm really excited to put out. But before I started working on that, I felt like I needed to get this video up because it's been on the back of my mind. And you can tell by the title of it, it has to do with setting intentions for the year of 2025, reflecting on all of the things that happened to us last year, letting that go, and then moving towards everything that you want to happen for you in the year 2025. With that being said, I just went to a workshop this past weekend and it was so good. In fact, that is actually what I'm really going to be talking about in this video, is a lot of what we did in this workshop. And that was, again, it was for setting intentions for the year, but also reflecting on things that happened in the past year. And I'm hoping for you that as you are working through all of the things that I'm talking about in this video, that you can look back and be grateful for everything that you experienced in the past year and kind of close the door on it. Let it stay in the past and let's move forward, moving towards everything that we want and hope for and wish for the upcoming year, because we're already a week into January. So let's get the ball rolling. Speaking of goals for the year, I want you to get really clear on what matters to you the very most and how to discover your calling for the year, because I think each of us has a specific, like, one thing that we really want to happen for us this year. And if you aren't sure what it is, by the time this video is over and you've gone through all of the questions, you will have discovered your calling for the year. You are going to be in deep alignment for whatever that is, whatever that purpose is for you. This is more than just a typical goal or a checklist, but to truly be led from within and to stop looking outside of ourselves for guidance. It is so easy to be distracted and to be looking around everywhere else when it comes to this. And I think we start writing down like, okay, I want to lose weight, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, right? That is usually what our typical goals look like when we start them in January. This is more than that. This is like, I want you to discover what you truly are here to do and what you truly need to be doing for the year of 2025. With that being said, let's look back. Let's reflect a little bit on the past year, because I feel like we need to kind of work through some things there before we can really close the door and move forward. So this was really important. And while I was at this workshop, we focused on this for hours. I think 3 of the hours I was there was simply reflecting and thinking of all of the things we went through in the year, things we were proud of, things we were maybe not so proud of, areas we can be working on, and what we kind of want to bring with us in the upcoming year. So we're going to first start by reflecting and going through some of these questions, and it's not going to be the easiest thing. I think going deep and really reflecting sometimes is not comfortable. So if you're feeling that way, I was right there with you, sister. I grabbed my notebook because I actually want to read some of this. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but I feel like it's important because this kind of tied everything together. So the workshop that I went to was called Work Your Light Annual Visioning Process. And the girl who led us through this, her name is RoquesAnn. I will have her information down below. I have actually gone through a session with her one-on-one. It was very enlightening. I will say that, like, life-changing. It felt like 100 therapy sessions in one. I highly recommend her. So again, I will have her information listed below. But anyway, this whole workshop that I went to, this system, I guess, is put in place by someone named Rebecca Campbell. So this is the first time I've ever heard of her, but I'm going to read this page because I feel like it's necessary for us to start going through all of the questions. So it says, why looking back is key to moving forward. Before we begin anything, we must first end what has been. So often in our fast-paced world, we forget the importance of acknowledging and honoring endings. So often we don't take time to end things properly because we are racing on to the next thing or attempting to be constantly in full bloom. Yes. One of the biggest lessons I have learned is how necessary and powerful it is to complete things properly before we begin again. When we fail to complete things properly, the old energy can get stuck within us. This energy can remain unresolved within our bodies and stop us from being fully available for what is wanting to bud and bloom within us. While it is much easier to race on through to the new, in long term, it is much more efficient and joyful to fully acknowledge and complete so that all of us can welcome the new future that is calling us toward it. Nature knows the importance of honoring endings and that it is impossible to be in full bloom all year round. Unless the rose finds courage to release its petals to the wind, the second bloom cannot come, and neither can the fruit. I love that. When we give ourselves a space to do this, it is much easier for us to stay in alignment with the ever-changing, sacred, intelligent pulse of life. And so let's take a moment now to reflect on those last 12 months that you have just journeyed through, to mark this moment and acknowledge all that has been, the highs and the lows, the joys and the challenges. Okay, she read us this, and then we went through these questions. We sat and really reflected and thought about each question. And so I'm gonna read some of these questions to you, and I'll also share some of my answers. I will have these typed up in the description, so you don't have to pause and write them all down. I will have them listed for you guys. But let's get to these questions. So the first one is, what experiences have brought you wisdom over the past 12 months? And what is that wisdom? What good things happened in this past year? What challenging things happened? I'm gonna read through these all, and then I will kind of reflect with you guys. What went to plan? What did not go to plan? And what happened instead? What is the biggest lesson you learned over the past 12 months? What did the past year teach you that you would like to integrate in this upcoming year? How were your relationships? Which ones were most challenging and which ones were most nourishing? How did you change? How were you called to lead? What did you do differently that you want to continue doing? And then choose a word that represents this past year as a whole for you. Those are some questions that you want to be taking some time and reflecting on. This is so important, you guys. Don't skip this step, because I feel like once we got through all of this, I actually felt like an energetic change in my body. Like, okay, I'm done. Like, this chapter's closed and I am ready to create new intentions. There was just a lot of things that I really hadn't thought of, that these questions helped me or guided me to answers that I don't think I would have had I not had these questions. So take time to answer these. I do want to read one of these to you. So what is the biggest lesson you learned over the past 12 months? I actually shared this in my Q&A video that I did a couple videos ago. I would say my biggest lesson that I learned over the past 12 months is that I am a whole person by myself, and that I am not only okay alone, but I thrive when it's just me. That I find joy and contentment with being by myself. A year ago, I couldn't even sit with my own thoughts, and now I look forward to solitude. This is so, you guys, it's so hard for me to even help you comprehend how fearful I was of being alone. That was my biggest fear in life, was to be alone. And not only that, but like to be without my partner, the person that I had been with for 20 years. I couldn't imagine it, I couldn't fathom it. And so suddenly I found myself in it. And that was the hardest, scariest thing for me. And so to get here on the other side, it's been a year. It was last January, and we're in January again. I truly don't recognize myself. A lot of growth has happened. A lot of awful things have happened in that time frame, but I also recognize that everything that has happened had to happen in order for me to become who I needed to become. So I'm not mad about anything that's happened. In fact, I'm grateful for the entire journey, because I know without the journey, I wouldn't be where I am today, and I love where I am today. While we were at this workshop, we also did a lot of meditations in between, and they were amazing, amazing, amazing. I highly recommend whoever this Rebecca Campbell girl is, and also RoquesAnn. Again, I'll have both their information down below. This was such a transformative workshop. I highly recommend it. Okay, moving on to envisioning the year ahead. And she has written here, listening to the deepest yearnings of your soul. I'm gonna read this page too, and then we'll move on to the questions that you wanna be asking yourself to create your goals for 2025. In our modern world, there is so much focus on the bloom, growth, change, and the new, that we sometimes rush ahead and try to change everything all at once. This can lead to being overwhelmed and inaction. Beginnings can be exciting. They can also feel daunting. Trust where you are and be gentle with yourself. Transformation takes time and often requires steady, grounded action. We are ever-changing beings living in ever-changing times. We are not meant to stay the same. These changing times seem to be revealing to us what really truly matters and what our souls are most deeply yearning for. As you begin dreaming into this year ahead of you, stay true to these deep yearnings rather than giving yourself a great big to-do list. The greatest transformations can be huge, and they can also be small. What is most important is that they come from the seeds planted within you rather than from the external world. Soul yearnings come from within. They emerge from inside of us. Wants often come from the outside. They're what we are told we should do, have, or be. My invitation for you as you journey through this workbook is to keep your gaze within, to stay connected to the deep yearnings of your soul, no matter how small, simple, or big. We are now going to look ahead to the next 12 months to help open your heart to the possibilities of the future. Something I love about that, number one, is she mentions you don't need to have this big to-do list. Let's discover what it is that you actually truly desire, what your deepest desire is. And if you can focus on that one thing this year, just imagine like those little tiny baby steps. If you just took one baby step a day by the end of the year, that's 365 steps. Like imagine how much farther along in your journey you would be towards that thing that you really, really want and desire. I do like this too. So what she says up here is, we are now embarking on the main visioning activity of the process. I recommend taking a moment to get really comfortable, pour yourself a tea, get yourself a nice drink, your favorite drink, light a candle, put on some music, and sit down and write out all of these questions and these answers, okay? So here are the questions. What are you most looking forward to this year? What is your soul yearning for? I need to take a minute. If you are having a hard time with this, what is your soul yearning for? I would pause this and go back and watch my video that I put out about answers to prayers. Because I think if you're having a hard time discerning, or you're not sure, maybe you want a million things and you can't pick the one thing, go back and watch that. Use that method that I share in there to discover what your soul is yearning for. Okay, what would you like to create space for in this coming year? What new seeds do you want to plant? What would make you feel more supported this year? What part of your life do you most want to prioritize this year? What is a baby step you can take in this direction? What relationships do you want to prioritize this year? And what is a baby step you can take in this direction? What is your soul calling you to do? If you could do one significant thing this coming year, what would it be? What needs to change in order for this to happen? What regular grounded action needs to take place? What one thing can you do this month to make this happen? What one thing can you do this week to make this happen? What one thing can you do today to begin to make this happen? I'm going to share this because one of the things that I feel very called to this year is YouTube. And not just YouTube, but like sharing things that I find very important or things that have like changed my life. I feel like I just need to share messages, and I have been putting that off for the longest time. So something that I wrote down was, I want to be uploading consistently. And in order for me to do that, I need to be filming consistently. I need to be working on content ideas consistently. And so instead of just putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, you guys, I think I really uploaded maybe 10 videos in the whole year of 2024. And I already mentioned this in my last video. I mentally, physically, emotionally couldn't do it. So I'm giving myself grace. It's okay that I needed to take a break, but I feel like I am constantly being flooded with ideas of content or videos or topics that I should be talking about. So my goal for this year is to not ignore those. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the easiest thing to get on here and to post or to talk about different topics that I'm like, I don't know if they would really be interested in this. Like, my content was always DIY projects. This is so not what I used to post. But if I feel like I'm being called to share something, then I am going to listen and I'm going to share that. So this was something today I had a feeling, sit down and just talk about the workshop and what maybe some things you took away from that. And I mean, if it helped you so much, if it gave you some really good guidance, it's gonna help other people too. And so that's really why I decided to sit down and start recording today, because as I was answering these questions, I knew exactly what I needed to do, what I needed to stop doing in order to accomplish what my goals are for the year. To close this out, you really should be able to discover what it is that you are yearning for, because we're all going to have completely different desires. I mean, look at all of the millions and billions of things that there are to do in this world. But what's so cool is each of us have that unique desire within us. Like, we all want something completely different. And so what is it that your soul is desiring for the year? What are those daily action steps that you can be working towards? Those baby steps. It doesn't have to be grand, big, hard things every single day. They can be little steps in the right direction. And there's definitely a couple things that I want to focus on. I really want to focus on my health is really important to me, and I've noticed I have been slacking big time. So I'm just aware of that. And you know what? January 1st started and I got my Apple Watch, and I'm always like, I want to just close my rings every day. I didn't close them on the 1st. I did not close them on the 2nd. I closed them on the 3rd. I'm not looking for perfection, but I'm looking for progress. And I think that is the key takeaway here. Progress over perfection. Tony Robbins says it best, progress equals happiness. If you're progressing towards what it is that you want, you're gonna be happy. I hope this video resonated with some of you, and if you feel inclined, I would love to hear some of your takeaways from this video, or some of the takeaways as you were writing down some of those questions and answers. What are some things that you maybe want to be leaving behind in 2024 and looking forward to in 2025? Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.